What is presentism? I'd like to cover it in terms of it's the greatest thief of all times. It steals your drive. It steals your purpose. And we need to discuss it, and we can define it like 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. Why is that accepted not only by the employer, but by the employee? What is it that we can do and understand why it prevails in our culture today? And I want to take you into a different world. You know, when you look at it, it is an incredible complacency with what we're talking about doing. And what we need to understand that presentism is a tragedy that we find associated with being indifferent. And once we can change that whole attitude, and we got to wonder how it takes place. And coming from the nutritional side, if you can't clean the body, it doesn't function. And you just think about the trillions of cells that you have working that's making up, and 40 to 50 million of them are dying every day, and you got to clean them up, get them out of the body. What kind of toxic level that is, and the energy factor, and understanding that we live in a world of stimulants, not making energy the way it's designed, and all of the things that are shunted as we make ATP and we don't build. And then all at once, what we do support is the usage of sugar and stimulants. And all at once we see the horrible things that it does to the brain. Clogs it up, consumes vitamin B complex and magnesium, and then depletes us from these things that cause calmness. And what we want to do at Nefesh is get you to understand what the enemy looks like. And in doing so, we can make those trades that are so wonderful and so profitable to you as a person, to your family as we're growing up. And that's the exciting stuff about understanding who the enemy is. Now you got to keep in mind, we've for the last 50 years been told that ultra-processed foods and fast foods are really quite good when they're really loaded with sugar, which depletes the body's ability to protect itself. And then you have a compromised immune system and lack of energy and lack of concern. And the next thing you know, you are in the world of presentism. So if this rule about 80-20, and everybody understands that, if we altered that and got this 20% of the 80%, part of the 80% to be part of the 20%, what would that do to a person's business, to their self-esteem, to their family, to be able to go home and enjoy their family? How exciting would that be? And then the customer sees it. So all at once, you've got a person looking at themselves and saying, I really have value. And that becomes very interesting, because I want to take you to the book of Isaiah. The 41st chapter says, no one could counsel. Well, you can't teach something that you don't know. And since they don't teach it at the college level, at the high school and junior high level, then how could you possibly share it with somebody else? And the good news that we have at Nefesh is not only are we absolute students of this, but we're even carrying the torch. And so in that little statement, no one could counsel, if you find yourself in an arena where the counseling is right, you can't help but figure out a way to talk to your best friend. Whether you're a plumber working side by side, whether you're teaching school, those are the ones that know much more about their life than the psychiatrist. And this is when it gets really clever. Who is going to rescue them? And that's the principal thing that we at Nefesh really want to discuss, is we are going to share with you some ideas that not only gives you purpose, but a road to run on and a way to make it work. And you know, the fun part about it is it cuts your groceries, your eating, in half. Now think about that in today's world, where you could get twice, 3 times the energy for half the money. and it begins to clean the body. You begin to sleep better. You're prepared, and that's what this whole thing is all about, is how do you prepare for life. And if you knew what the end results could possibly be, loss of weight, maybe diabetes goes away, cardiovascular issues get cleaned up, your skin begins to look young. I mean, how much better can it get? It's a simple approach to, can you believe us? Are you willing to try? Give us a little audience. Steve Wilson, the Nefesh.